Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Capricorn placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Capricorn, happy birthday if you're a Capricorn Sun, and Happy New Year. So I'm getting a lot of messages for you, Capricorn. Okay, so there's a really interesting energy coming through very strongly for you. I'm getting this energy of Faeries, which is a dwarf planet. I don't know what sign Faeries is in. That's what I was going to look up and I forgot. But anyways, it's coming through with this energy of Faeries who represent sort of like the Great Mother. That's what's coming through. One second. What sign and Faeries in? Sorry, one second. Oh, right now it's in Capricorn. Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. Faeries is in Capricorn right now. So I see Capricorn energy as like Queen of Pentacles, right? Like there's a very nurturing energy there. Maybe there's some sort of maybe you're in this sort of like nurturing energy, but I was sort of getting, because Faeries is in Greek mythology, she is the mother of Persephone. And I feel like there's almost like this dynamic within you, Capricorn, right now, which is kind of coming through as being like this, like, Ceres and Persephone. Like, so it could be, regardless of whether or not you're gender presenting female, like, I feel like it's coming through more with like your feminine energy that maybe you're working with at the moment, even if you are a man or masculine presenting. There's this sort of like, feminine energy that you're working with that is coming through as sort of like this nurturing energy, this mother kind of energy. And the daughter, who is like Persephone in the Greek myth, is the goddess of spring. And that story is about where Persephone in the Greek myth gets kidnapped by Hades, and she becomes the queen of the underworld. And she ends up sort of splitting her time, 6 months in the underworld, 6 months sort of above ground. And that sort of is a myth to explain like why seasons exist, right? Like, so Ceres is like the goddess of wheat and agriculture and fertility and all of that. So she's sort of like the one who does like summer and spring. Whereas when Persephone's in the underworld, that becomes fall and winter. Anyways, and that story has that very like, there's this energy of like Ceres, when she discovers that her daughter has been kidnapped, she like stops all of her like she stops the seasons basically. It becomes winter because her daughter has been taken, right? There's something like that coming through for you, Capricorn. It's very intense energy, because it's kind of like there's something about a very significant death rebirth cycle that's coming through for you, especially because like this sort of Pluto energy, which is like Hades. It's not supposed to be a negative thing for you, Capricorn. I don't like personally the way that story is told, but anyways, so that's a side note. But this Pluto energy, which of course Pluto who's moved out of your sign and into Aquarius. So I feel like there may be sort of like a significant rebirth energy that you're moving through right now. Maybe a significant transformation that you're moving through. It's coming through as like a realization or an understanding. But I feel like maybe there's a bit of conflicting belief systems maybe in your mind space about whatever this rebirth or transformation is. And it could be things that are like related to a mother, could be, or feminine energy in general, right? Where it's kind of, because I'm kind of seeing this energy for you, Capricorn, where it's like Ceres versus Persephone. And I feel like Persephone is this energy that wants to sort of be free in a way, or to like, I feel like there's something here where maybe this is happening for you in a very like tangible, physical way, where maybe you're sort of like experiencing sort of like a separation from a mother energy or mother-like energy, or just like whatever it is, like your circumstances, because I'm seeing you more in the Persephone energy, where you're experiencing some sort of like separation from a mother-like energy, or like how your mother lives or something like that. But it may be causing sort of like an internal conflict in some way, Capricorn. Because it could be something where it's like the way that you were raised or the way that you grew up, it's like that's what you know. And so this new thing might be challenging in that it's different from that. And so it's like it's challenging maybe like a core belief that you have or something like that, but it's coming through as being sort of like a rebirth energy. A rebirth. I feel like you're going through a significant transformation. There's also okay, I'm gonna leave that there. We'll see what comes through with the cards. Yeah, interesting. A peach so ripe. Okay. Roots grow from your feet. And a thorn in the paw. Interesting. A lot of grounded energy, right? With the feet coming in here. And then you have every star as a doorknob at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So a peach so ripe talks about like there's a peach, like the last peach of the season. The last peach of a season is sort of hanging on the tree. It's extremely ripe, so it's like it's got to be eaten now, or it's going to like fall to the ground and become decomposed into creating more nutrients. So there may be something here about like, okay, I'm going to just read what it says on the card. The fullest potential has been reached. The moment just before ripeness turns to rot. Use it or lose it. Be it or leave it. Recycle. Nothing is wasted in nature. Fruit that falls to the ground uneaten will feed small land-dwelling rodents, insects, or worms. Whatever is left uneaten will decompose and become rich nutrients that seep into the soil and then back up into the plant that originally produced the fruit. And if some creature happens to eat that fruit just before it falls, when it is at that moment of peak sweetness, they get to savor that uniquely mature ripeness when the flavors and juices pour out. This is like the sunset's glorious display of every color at once before the world dims into night. Sometimes it's wise to hang on to things. Sometimes it's good to store them for that moment when they will be needed. Sometimes it's good to keep an unfinished project in the wings, waiting for that golden moment when it's time to bring it out into the world, into a glorious finale of completion. Sometimes it's good to develop something in private, refining and refining and refining it. But when you are drawn to this archetype, it is no longer time to hang on. Either make use of that item or pass it on to someone who will make good use of it, or either bring some project to completion or scrap it once and for all. Perhaps taking a moment to reflect first on what you learned and gained through your process with it. Okay. Ambivalence is no longer an option. Like the peach, it's time to either pluck it and eat it or let it drop to the ground. Either commit more deeply to your current situation, relationship, or endeavor, or let it go. Use it or lose it. Be it or leave it. Okay. Very interesting, Capricorn. So there's a situation here that's like, it's reached its fullest potential. It's time to either like dive more deeply into something, or to let it go, recycle it, turn it into something else. So there's something like that coming through for you, because if you hold on any longer, it's going to turn bad, is kind of how it's coming through. 33, roots grow from your feet. Sorry, I found a crumb on my lip. I'm not familiar with this one. One second. Pause to fully understand your situation, both internally and externally, so you can choose the appropriate roles to play and actions to take. Yeah, okay. When you're drawn to this archetype, you will now benefit from sinking into who and where you are right now. Pause and observe. Keep still until you understand the time and place you're in, the land, the climate, the people around you, the situations you find yourself in, and the role you play within this time space. Okay. Okay, so what this is telling me is right now, Capricorn, you're in this, or you're being asked to be in this sort of pause energy, especially this. It's like this moment of like assessing everything that you are right now, or everything that you're in. And this, because there's something here about the thorn in the paw, right? There's something that you need to address. There's something that you need to like take care of, or to remove or let go. It's feeling very strongly like a letting go energy for you, Capricorn. There's something that you're letting go. It could be something of like an old mindset. Because I feel like you're in this place of like, there's like this, like, it's feeling very much like autumn for you, metaphorically, where it's coming through with this sort of, like, it's the time of the year where you go into hibernation. Maybe, I don't know. Or this, like, a time where you're going into, like, a sort of stillness. It's like, metaphorically, Persephone going to the underworld for 6 months, right? She's still a queen there, though, which is interesting. But there's all this sort of very, like, earthy, it's coming through as almost like fertilizer kind of energy. Like I'm thinking of how like in autumn the leaves sort of become fertilizer. Right? They get recycled. There's this energy like that coming through for you. But the peak ripeness energy is coming through. It's kind of like there's something here where it's like you have the opportunity to sort of gain some sort of wisdom from something. I do feel, though, that something is ending. Like it's coming through as being like significant rebirth, but there is a thorn in the paw that you have to remove. Like maybe there's something that's bothering you, or maybe there's something that you need to look at. You could be doing shadow work in some way, especially with that underworld energy coming through. There could be shadow work that you're doing. Maybe that has to do with like something that's related to the mother. There could be something to do with like nurturing energy that you're working through at the moment. Because I'm getting this energy of like, okay, there's this psychological experiment that was done on monkeys, which talks about like the cloth mother versus the milk mother, or whatever it is. I don't know. The food mother. I don't know what they call it. The wire mother. I don't know. You can look it up. I would just search up cloth mother monkey experiment if you're interested in learning about that. But there's something about that that's coming through. I'm just going to leave that there. So there may be something about like feminine sort of nourishment that you're healing or working through, or there's like shadow work that's coming through with that. Okay. Arvo the parrot. which talks about communication. So there may be something about, like a communication that's significant, or like saying something. I'm getting kind of the scenario of like sometimes there are like the right opportunities to say something, and it's kind of like you don't want to let that opportunity pass. There's something like that for you, Capricorn. Maybe you're struggling with some sort of communication. List of the shadows. Yeah. This is, I feel like you are doing some sort of shadow work. Okay. This card talks about breaking through addictions, right? Breaking through patterns. So I feel like you are doing that. But the list of the shadows also comes through as being like something very practical, like practical assistance, practical assistance, like things that are like very necessary. It's coming through as being sort of like, I don't know, maybe you're asking for help, or maybe somebody's coming to help you, or maybe you're doing this for somebody else. But I feel like there's something like it's minor. Well, I don't know. It depends. It depends on this thorn in the paw, because the thorn in the paw card talks about like if you address a problem early on, it's just something as simple as removing a thorn. But if this is something that's been sort of like a very long-standing problem, especially because it's coming in with sort of like mother-child dynamics, where it could be something where it's like a situation or a wound that has been a thorn for a very, very long time. And if you keep stepping on it, it becomes worse and worse. And so there's something like that maybe is coming through for you. And so what this card is coming through with, right? The roots grow from your feet, is to really assess where it is that you are. Because I feel like the intensity of whatever it is that this thorn is going to be specific to each individual. It's like, it depends on where you are and who you are and what your circumstances are. And that's up to you to sort of determine, okay, where am I at? Is this a small problem or is this a major problem? And sort of looking at it that way. It's really coming through strongly for you as like a form of nourishment. Like it could be something like love languages, or like it's coming through as like patterns, like what you're used to, how you give love, how you receive love, that kind of thing, how you express love with the communication card. But I feel like you're in this process of breaking through some sort of pattern that is not serving you anymore, Capricorn. That's how it's feeling. I'm getting this sort of energy of like taking time away and then returning, right? It's like going to the underworld and then coming back to like the mother, right? Like it's kind of like this energy of like going back and forth between two sort of like worlds, metaphorically. So you may be sort of going through that at the moment, like where it's like you have a realization that something isn't working, but then you go back into like the regular habitual pattern because it's comfortable. It's something that you know. And then you say, okay, hold on, that's not working for me anymore. And then you go back into the new, and then it sort of flip-flops back and forth. That's sort of the energy that's coming through here. So maybe this is coming through as being a more definitive sort of like decision, or like sticking to the new, even if it's uncomfortable, that kind of thing. Yeah. Unity. You have the Unity card. Okay. There's this energy of collaboration that's coming through. Okay, yeah. Epona's wild daughter. This card talks about nightmares, riddles, like not being able to like solve a particular problem. That is also an energy of shadow work as well. Like there may be something where it's like you feel like you don't know the answer. There's this sort of energy of despair or like confusion or a riddle, right, that you can't solve. But I feel like you are solving it. I feel like there's something about looking around you that is going to help you remove the thorn, whatever it is, like looking around you. Like it's coming through a very physical sort of representation, like, or manifestation, like your physical circumstances. The void. Okay, the Great Serpent flipped, but I'm not going to take it. Didn't flip all the way. And the Breath card. Okay, the Void and the Breath card. And you have Calcification at the bottom of the deck. Do I want one more card for that? Yes. I feel like the Void is... so that talks about an overwhelming absence of something. Where maybe there's a lot of like space around you and you have Sap of the Moon plant. Yeah, that goes really well with this sort of Epona's wild daughter. Pay attention to your subconscious. I feel like there's and now Jupiter's at the bottom of the deck. Pay attention to your subconscious. Your dreams may be giving you the answer to something, but they may not be pleasant dreams. They may be sort of like, because the Epona's wild daughter comes in with this energy of nightmares or having bad dreams, or having like, maybe you're having dreams that are sort of like, I don't know, maybe something about loss. I feel like you're in this sort of very significant rebirth process at the moment, right? Like a death and rebirth transformation. And so of course that comes with loss of something. So your subconscious may be reflecting that energy back to you in some way. Like maybe you're experiencing some sort of loss. I'm going to read the Void card. Yeah, Sap of the Moon plant is about the unconscious. Ancient waters of your memory. Okay, so the Void says liminal, darkness, and destiny. The Void is a mystical riddle in and of itself. It cannot be understood by means of alchemy, chemistry, science, or spirituality. It astounds the most adept seeker and humbles the philosopher. From the depths of nothingness, all feelings and possibilities are birthed. Behind the curtain of our material world, the power of eternal spaciousness is at work. This card may appear at a time when something has been released, a relationship, a possession, a title, but the Void is much bigger than any worldly entity. When this alchemist approaches the Void, destiny shifts in the darkness. Like magnets, you are drawn to it as it is drawn to you. Meditation is critical at this time. Just sit and breathe. Surrender to the vastness. There is an electricity between you and the Void that is sacred and timeless. From its center, everything is born. Yeah. You and the breath, right? That's what's coming through here. Just you and your breath. Capricorn. Very interesting. The breath is a card about life force as well, right? It's like you're always breathing. But sap of the moon plant, the answers are coming for you, Capricorn. It just, I feel like there's this energy of like darkness or like I feel like you've made space for something, right? Like you've released something. And so the void will be filled is how it's coming through. There will be something coming in for you. It's like it's a natural process, but I feel like right now you're in this sort of uncomfortable space where there's nothing at the moment of whatever it is. It's like you've released something. Because when I was reading that description, I was being reminded of like of course space. Outer space is a vacuum, right? And even though there's so many stars that are shining, outer space is still dark. I know there's a scientific explanation for that. I don't remember what it is, like why that is, but it's like even though there's so much, like so many stars that are emitting light, outer space is still dark. It just absorbs all of it or something like that. I don't know what the description is, but there may be something like that that's coming through. Like maybe there's some sort of like situation that you're in that feels like no matter how much light you pour into something, it's still dark. The answers are coming. The answers are coming. I feel like there's something about like grounding your energy right now that's really important. Okay, so the first card you have is Land, Animal, Moon. So you have 77 here. You have 44 with List of the Shadows. And you have 33 with the roots grow from your feet. So 3 and 4 add to 7, which is really interesting. This is a card about really tapping into your emotions, right? Like having a very emotional experience. It also talks about like, I personally feel this as being sort of like a very like, experiencing your emotions through your body in whatever way. So pay attention to that. If you're feeling any sort of way in your body, like perhaps there's pain, perhaps there's like emotional energy that is needing to be sort of cleared or worked through in whatever way that is for you, that may be trying to tell you something. I feel like there's some sort of emotional experience. Emotional experiencing is how it's coming through. Experiencing your emotions, like feeling them. Perhaps in some way communicating them as well. I'm feeling very strongly like it's some sort of like physical experience. Like it could be something like especially if you're feeling pain anywhere in your body, like there's something that needs to be worked through is how it's coming through. Because the thorn in the paw, right? There's something thorny about what you're feeling is how it's coming through. And it has to do with communication. Especially with the breath card. Again, maybe you have to say something. Maybe there's something that you have to say or speak or express. Every star is a doorway was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's another. You have 33 again. So you have 33 twice. Water, lake, and moon. Yeah, that's another card about your emotions. But it's coming through in a different way, because this one is a card about having sort of like an emotional experience moving through your body. That's what this card talks about. This one, okay, I'm going to read it. We perceive the moon by way of the sunlight reflecting off its surface, just as shamans gather visions and insights from the moonlight reflected upon the lakes and the rivers. It is time to pause and reflect. Step into stillness and rest there, contemplating all that has been and all that you aspire to be. The deeper you are willing to delve... Oh, sorry, the light just went off. It scared me. Okay, sorry. The deeper you are willing to delve into darkness, the more insights you will discover. Don't get sucked into the distractions of the outside world. Now is the time to go inside. Allow your attention to take shape of the moon. As your innermost being becomes the waters upon which it is reflected, can you sit patiently in the silence and allow the insights to make themselves known and to guide you on your journey? Yeah. That's all of this energy, right? Is to like, maybe you need to take some time to sort of like sit in silence. Maybe that's what you're doing at the moment. To sit in silence or in meditation and to like go inward and reflect upon something. There's this energy of stillness and quiet that's really significant. And from there, the answers are going to come to you. I feel like you're so close to solving some sort of like riddle. That's how it feels. Like there may be some sort of situation where you feel kind of like back and forth. You don't know what to do. You're so close to finding the answer, but the more you chase after it, the less clear it becomes. So it's kind of like stop running, stop chasing, just sit where you are and let the answer come to you is how it's feeling to me, Capricorn. You're so close to it. Let it come to you. Yeah, okay. I love this card. It talks about connecting to the essence of something, that like the superficial, or like, I don't like that word, but like the outer appearance of something is not necessarily the truth. You're connected to the true essence of something. I'm going to read this one. Okay. The heart already knows what the eyes squint to perceive and what the mind struggles to figure out. The essence is the true nature of one's being. There is no logical equation we can plug into the intellect to home in on essence. Essence is felt. Essence is intuited. The knowingness that allows us to connect with another's essence cannot be quantified by science. To really understand this world, you must connect unconditionally with the essence that underlies every single being and every single life form on this planet. Only then will you be able to discern a weed from a flower and to know which energies, beings, and experiences will serve you and which ones will not. Sense deeper, sense multidimensionally, so as to allow the essence of what you are observing to show itself to you. Okay, because I'm kind of getting this energy here, Capricorn, for you, where it's like, maybe there's a riddle, or maybe there's a situation or scenario, or like some sort of maybe decision even that you're trying to make, but it's kind of like there's not a lot of clarity, perhaps because there's, I don't know, for whatever reason, there's something about maybe your physical experience right now that is not serving you, or something that's not serving you. Whatever it is, there is something that is not serving you. And that thing that is not serving you, that pattern, that belief, that situation, whatever it is, relationship it could be, that's not serving you, is impacting your ability to like see clearly, is how it's feeling about whatever this is. And it's kind of like when you let go of sort of like the thinking, if you just sort of sit in stillness with yourself, the answer becomes clear of like what you need to do next, or what you need to change, or what you need to decide, or what you need to do. It becomes clear, but it's kind of like there are a lot of perhaps like interfering kind of energies at the moment that are like creating confusion or creating this sort of like back and forth or like not sure what to do. And it's like that is not serving you. That sort of like maybe you're questioning yourself, or you're like questioning, I don't know. Maybe you're taking on somebody else's perspective that is not serving you, right? It could be something like that. Like if it's like a relationship, or like, so it could be a parent, it doesn't have to be a mother even. If that parent, like it could be a father who is very nurturing, right? That could also be sort of like that mothering like energy, where it's like, maybe you're taking on the perspective of that person, or like trying to decide to do something based on how they would do it, and that might not be serving you at the moment. And it's kind of like what the guidance here is, just to like sit in stillness and feel what it is that you want, or decide on something. And I feel like that's when the answer becomes clear and the riddle is solved. I'm going to pull one more card from this Animal Apothecary deck. Yeah, okay. You are about to shine. I love this card because there's this kind of like hermiting energy that I feel like is necessary. Okay, one second. Just as we see Armadillo wearing an armor of scales, this reinforces the idea of going inward. The inward work is exactly what allows us to shine outward. This inner contemplation leads to a more brilliant inner light that will eventually be witnessed and felt by all. Armadillo says that what you have to offer will be recognized. Do not get bogged down with how and when. Do not be led by outside validation. Instead, be led by the greater consciousness you were created from. We connect to our inner light when we connect to the source that created us. Armadillo's medicine asks you to create a very intimate relationship with that which created you. You're being asked to level up your daily prayers and create a dialogue with life. Drop all your wants and desires and create an intense conversation with the great mystery about receiving guidance to do what you were created to do. We all have a special gift that lies dormant within us, waiting to actualize. In this moment of deep connection to the great mystery, a mysterious energy begins to activate our gift. This conversation and prayer you create needs to feel very real. Prayer does not need to look one specific way. It is intimate communion with that which you were created from. Start speaking to life. If you create this intense and mystical relationship with life daily, you will begin to witness yourself unlocking all your gifts. Life speaks back to those who speak to it, but it is your job to start the conversation. You might not receive an answer right away, but it will come to you with full force in the perfect way at the right time. Armadillo's medicine says that you are about to be seen, heard, felt, witnessed, understood, and recognized. It's coming for you. You are about to shine so brightly, but now is the before time when you first must ignite your gift of light through going inward and channeling the universe. Yeah, Capricorn. Go inward. I feel like you're in this place right now where I feel like you're going to receive like a really big answer to something that you've been searching for, and it's like you don't have to go searching for it. It will come to you, but you have to make space for it. Through meditation or prayer or whatever it is that you do to like connect with spirit, with the universe, your spirituality is really coming through here, but it's coming through in a very like through your emotions, how you feel, your subconscious. That's where the answer is. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.